Hi, I'm Kim. Now, I thought I would share with you my 3 most favourite sewing tools, but these are ones that you probably haven't thought of. So I'm going to share them with you now and hold out to the last one because that's my absolute favourite and I would not do without it at all. So first up then is masking tape, or builder's tape, or painter's tape, whatever you want to call it. But we want the cheap one. We don't want the really posh, expensive ones. They are brilliant for when you're decorating, but when you're sewing or quilting, you want the cheap stuff because it doesn't stick quite so well. And that's actually what we want on fabric. What do I use this for? All manner of things. I use it to get my first quilting lines. So you know when you have to quilt down a middle and you need to mark the line, bit of masking tape, you can mark out your line really easily and stitch down the side of it. I use it for sticking pattern pieces together if I'm doing that. I use it for marking off my seam allowance line on the base plate if I can't quite see what I'm doing. I use it for picking threads off things because it's all tacky. I use it for, what I do? Oh, when I'm doing a log cabin and I need to remember which side I'm on, I use a little bit of this with the numbers around the edge. Just so useful in all manner of circumstances. So get one of those, nick it out your garage, and not the local garage, your own garage where you keep your car. So get a roll, put it in there, or nip down your local DIY store, get a roll, put it in your sewing box or bag, and you'll love that. So that's number 1. Number 2 are, now I know I've covered these before in a video, but these are not just to make you look high fashion cool. Come on girls, we're all in this together, and gents. These are magnifying glasses with little lights on, and these are just so brilliant. So these are JML magnifying glasses. I'm not affiliated to JML. I just buy these because I bought these because I love them. They're highly magnifying, so if you cannot see to thread your needle, to pick out stitches, despite having varifocals or reading glasses, you need these. You can put them over the top of your reading glasses, you can put them over the top of your varifocal contact lenses or reading glasses, and everything becomes so much clearer. You do need to hold things quite close up, that's what I've discovered, but really when you're threading a needle, you just need that really intense magnification to thread a needle. Or any little tiny things that you need to do, seam ripping, for example, when you're trying to get that first thread. Absolutely love these. And they've got, can you see, they've got the little lights on as well. So, you know, light your way. And if it's no good for sewing, then you could become an extra in a Star Wars movie. There you go, career options too. So that's number 2. I think they need a bit of a clean actually. And then number 3, this is my absolute favourite. Now, have you got one of these in your sewing box or basket? And that is the tweezers. So these are long tweezers. These are overlocker tweezers. So they have a little L-shaped end at the air there. I'm going to bring it right up to camera. Yeah, they're all sort of slight shapes, but you want this sort of L shape where these come into their own. So picking tiny little threads out, you know when you get tiny little threads caught underneath the presser foot or in the feed dogs or underneath the base plate, that will get it out for you. If you need to hold down your fabric, you know sometimes we get fabric, we're stitching and we need to hold it down underneath the presser foot, but your fingers are just too big. Well, that's where these come into their own, and you can hold it down underneath the presser foot, just on the edge, and it will help you as you're stitching. Marvellous, I tell you. And then the other thing, sometimes we need to just help our fabric through a little bit underneath the presser foot. Just sometimes if it's too thin and the feed dogs aren't taking it, then we can use this at the back of the presser foot just to help pull it through a little bit, particularly when we can't hold it with our hands. So that's that. Threading needles. When you're threading the needle in, you've got that itsy tiny little bit that's sticking out the back of the needle and you can't quite get hold of it with your fingers. Come into their own with this one, get some tweezers. Just so many instances, unpicking, and you're trying to pick the threads out and you can't quite get it. tweezers. I could probably come up with a whole list of reasons why you need your tweezers in your sewing bag. So overlocker tweezers you can get from the local big craft warehouse shops. You can get it on Amazon really easily. You can get different designs or whatever. If you've got an overlocker or serger, you've probably got some tweezers that came with it. But either way, get yourself a little pair. Well, they're quite long actually. What are they, about 4.5 inches, something like that. Get yourself a pair of tweezers, not the eyebrow ones. You want these ones with the little L shape on, and you really want them to pinch tightly as well. They are no good for plucking your eyebrows though. Don't ask me how I know that. So 3 things. You want masking tape, you want your magnifying glasses and tweezers, and those are probably my 3 best absolute favourite tools that I have in my sewing box that have got nothing to do with your standard sewing stuff. And I will share sewing stuff with you another time, but hope that's been helpful. Have a great day and I will see you soon. Bye for now.